Well, good day, folks. So I'm out in the garage again working on some projects. The one I'm going to work on today is this fellow right here. Now, this came in the haul I picked up on the weekend at that out-of-the-way antique shop, which I'm going to have to pay another visit to, I think. Anyway, I had highlighted this one with the others in that video. And thanks to a couple of astute viewers with a good eye, they commented that this one appears to be a Utica Cutlery Sportsman. So I looked that knife up, and sure enough, it looks very, very similar. Now, the knife would have been sold, I believe, either as a standalone with a leather sheath or in combination with a hatchet that had the same handle and kind of a combo sheath. It was neat because with the combo sheath, I believe it's the part of the knife sheath that secures around the top of the blade actually fits through the axe head sheath. So kind of neat. So you could have two different sheaths or one combo. Anyhow, those knives typically had a mark right here indicating the brand and the manufacturer, the model. But as you can see, somebody's gone a little hog wild with a grinder on this one. So you can see a lot of grind marks along the blade, and you can see different spots, like right here, where they just kind of attacked it with the grinder. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and even out the surface on the blade. There's been a lot of use and wear on this knife. Originally, it would have had a small sharpening choil here and probably came out a little bit longer to the clip point. The handles, somebody commented, are Bakelite. They certainly have a hard rubber feel to them. Kind of a in between a plastic and a rubber. Now, from what I remember from about Bakelite from years of watching the Antiques Roadshow, is that it has a burnt smell to it. I don't pick that up from this, but I mean, this is an old worn knife. So we will clean up the pins, kind of try and get rid of these grind marks, clean up the handles, get some of the dirt out of there, take away some of that rust, and then try and bring a finish back, because we see we've already got issues where somebody has hit with a grinder, so I might as well take that, try and even that out, and of course we're going to lose the patina, but we'll bring it back to the clean metal, I guess. So I got a few tools set aside. We're going to try with this and see what works, and what I'll probably do is make a few shorts of that process, throw those up, and then we'll come back with a finished knife. Wish me luck. Okay, folks, it's much later in the day. Hopefully you get a chance to check out some of the shorts I've been dropping through the day, but I think we're done. So, ta-da, here we have it. Turned out much shinier than I expected. We'll get to that in a minute. So I started off with, I took a wire brush and took out all of the rust that was accumulated, particularly in around the guard. And then I took a soft finishing brush, like this right here. It's kind of like a little Brillo pad on a stick. Comes in different grits. And I use that to remove a lot of the tarnish off of the handles, the back springs, everywheres. And then I took a slightly coarser one and removed all of the grime and tarnish from the blades. I then took a look, and there was a lot of pitting. Once I removed all that surface residue and those grind marks, there was quite a bit of pitting. And being a fairly stout blade, I decided to try to remove some of that pitting by removing a bit of metal. And to do that, I used a couple different 80 grit wheels. And these ones are kind of, I don't know, like individually bladed or whatever. And then one that was more of a solid. And I don't know what grit this was. It's a coarse grit. And I use that to hog off a little bit of metal. So that got rid of a lot of that pitting. You can still see some marks in it. And from there, then proceeded to polish everything. Now, as I said, came out a little shinier than expected. And I wasn't really feeling that 100%. So I started a patina process on one side just to try and darken it up a little bit. So I did it just on the one side so you could see the difference. I don't know if I'll keep with that. I mean, if I don't like it, that's usually easily polished off. All of the grind marks that were on the back spring, I chose to remove those and smooth out the metal along with some of the handle material. If you go back to the beginning of the video, if you don't remember, there was a lot of gouge marks all through here and a lot of gouge marks on the spine. So I ground all that down. Again, just using the high grit or low grit sandpaper. Still a little bit of that left right here, if you can see that. I took most of it away. Polished up the pins. Got as much of the grinder marks as I could out of the guard. Still, there were some deep cuts that I couldn't take out without removing a ton of metal. Polished everything up. Took all the grind marks and all the pitting off of the spine. Smoothed that out. So, comes down to, do I stick with the very shiny or do I continue with the patina? Let me know your thoughts. And I took some beeswax and just kind of treated the handle a little bit. Came out to be rather black. It was had a variety of colors on it, I think, to begin with. A little bit of paint or something right there that didn't come off that I may have to work at some more. That, or perhaps this is actually a copper pin with a brass mean words, plating. So I don't know if you can see that very well or not, but it actually looks like chunks were taken away there, probably in that grinding process. So could be there may be a copper pin with a brass plating on it. Anyhow, and if you remember, it was dull. I think I did a sharpening short that showed, I mean, I'm just grabbing the blade with my fingers and there was just no edge to be had on it. So I had to give it a very aggressive sharpening, and I tried to reprofile the bit because there was quite a bit of a smile in here. So we managed to take a little bit of that out. And piece of paper. So we got a pretty decent edge on it now. Remember, this is me cutting on film. Never works out that great, but that'll do me. So there you have it. One cleaned up Utica Cutlery, I'm assuming, sportsman knife. Would have come with a leather sheath, as you saw from the pictures earlier, and sometimes in combination with a matching hatchet. And I've had a couple of people in the comments mention that, and one gentleman was kind enough to email me pictures of the hatchet he has. So, I don't know, maybe we'll pair the two up someday. But a good little knife, nice and solid. I like it. So, another one back in action. Anyways, folks, I hope you enjoyed the shorts. I hope you enjoyed this video. And I hope you are set up for an awesome weekend. You're going to hang out with some people that you care about and are important to you, and you're important to them. And as I always say, if you have the time, get out in the woods. Go for a walk, go for a stroll, go for a hike, go for a picnic. Just go sit on a stump and just listen to the quiet. Take a knife with you. Just might come in handy. You all take care.